What's up, guys, and welcome to the Quick Diz Takes podcast, episode number 82. I am your host, Tim LeBeau, alongside Mr. John Castano.
Hello.
And Mrs. Sarah Castano.
Hey, howdy, hey.
Please feel free to like, subscribe, share with your friends. The more the merrier here at the Quick Diz Takes podcast. If you are a regular listener, welcome back. I apologize for last week. I'm taking the entire blame on that. Although we didn't have much news and, things just kind of culminated to not doing it. But, that happens seldom. So whatever. We weren't here last week. My apologies. We're here this week. We have plenty for you. So, prepare. All right. So we're going to start with the news as usual. It'll just be the three of us this week. Stephen had drill, so he will not be joining us. And Sarah, if you do not mind, if you will.
Not at all. Let's rock and roll. All right. First up, Diz mentions, and we have speculation. A little bit of speculation, too. So first up on our speculatory quick Diz mentions, Space Mountain is set to get a facelift. According to a recent permit filed, we love our filed permits. Walt Disney World Resort has filed one for the area where Space Mountain is located and would allow for the provision of labor, materials, and or electrical for construction. The same general permit they constantly file. So this would make sense as both Splash and Big Thunder Mountain railroads have recently undergone refurbs themselves. However, Disney has not announced any closure dates for the attraction just yet. Hopefully, this facelift will help not be too terribly outshone by its neighbor Tron, if that ever gets finished. There is some weathering and discoloration, that really intense Florida heat. But it could also go for interior work too, any updates on the rides and the track, any of that. So they haven't shut it down. They haven't announced it's for a closure, but they did file a permit. We also have speculation that the Skyliner will be expanding. Love this idea. So the initial layout of the Skyliner was strategic, but somewhat odd. And that being said, if the Skyliner was successful, the initial layout that is in place right now that was approved would work very nicely as a base for additional expansions. So considering the usage of transportation along with increased stays at resorts along those hotels that have stations that host the Skyliner, the likeliest areas for expansion could be seen next at the three springs. So Saratoga Springs, Coronado Springs, and Disney Springs, which would help because people hate the buses. So there would be obviously more transfer stations. It would be quite some time before it's up and operational, especially considering this is just speculation and not an announcement that it's happening. But I was reading an article about how odd the shape was and the placement and what resorts they chose to put the Skyliner at initially to connect those two parks. And then they kind of were saying how, I guess it could be a base model and then a starter pack. So the boys have the Lego Mario. And when you get the starter pack, all the expansion packs build off of it and help. So in my brain, it made sense with Lego Mario. This is not an endorsement. Endorsement. It's not one of those either. I'm just saying it's how my brain works. So we do have a little bit of speculation. I was excited. I'd be pumped if the Skyliner expanded. I love it.
I just assumed that was going to expand at some point because it's good enough. And I'm assuming they started what they did because they had that straight shot from Caribbean Beach to Hollywood there. It doesn't seem odd to me what they did, but I don't know what people are saying about that. But, and then is the expansion, is that just going to connect into what's there now to those two parks, or is it going to look into getting to Animal Kingdom? Or
it didn't go that far. It was just kind of we found this really odd, but maybe it's because of this. And then when I'm looking at, so I did.
If it goes to Coronado, Animal Kingdom's right there.
Well, that was my thought. That's why I asked.
Right. Yeah. So that'd be awesome. And then
they could also then connect to Blizzard Beach is right there. And then the All-Star Resorts are right there as well.
So I did a little bit of digging and I was looking out price points for rooms and the frequency that people are saying, what their capacities. And so it seems like since the Skyliner was opened, people are intentionally choosing to stay along the route.
Well, of course.
Absolutely.
It goes hand in hand with the with the monorail resorts. Right. They're just more sought after.
So convenient, right?
So if you can link them, if you could link the Skyliners to all the parks and resorts minus the monorail resorts, then you're basically covering. I would imagine their plan is to eliminate the buses eventually, right? Like if everything had a Skyliner, at the very least, you would minimize buses.
Right.
At the very least.
Buses would just be when it's thunderstorming out and lightning, and they have to shut the Skyliner down.
Right. Skyliner is so much better. It's like not even close to me. That was one thing that they've done recently that I've been 100% a supporter of. As far as Space Mountain's concerned, I think that's worth mentioning too. I've kind of speculated myself over the last couple of years on this show that when Tron was built would be the perfect time to finally do something with Space Mountain as far as upgrading. They're going to need to make that ride look a little. I mean, that ride's like, and it's in the retro aspect is I love. To this day, the message in the queue when you're walking through, and Space Mountain is a high turbulent. Blah blah blah. It's just it's cool. It's old. But I like it, but it's good in a good way. Yeah. But I wonder they got to do something. Maybe it's just time when Tron opens. Maybe it's just time to shut it down and just get the track, like get the two cart. The 2 passenger per row carts in there, like they have at Disneyland, if that's even a possible thing, which I would imagine it would be, and redo the track.
Well, we were watching, I think it was like the Behind the Attraction series, and so Disney World has the vehicles can fit 3 single file, and there's 2 tracks, so they're going kind of like a dueling track. However, because they had to fit it into a pre-existing space in Disneyland, they didn't have room for both tracks, so they accommodated for like the guest flow, like to eat so many guests per hour, not
exactly.
So they made it a double wide, but there's only 1 track because they didn't have enough room for the 2 intertwined. So because they only had 1, they made a bigger vehicle. So it was just to accommodate guests.
So my question is Disney World big enough to do what Disneyland did with 2 tracks, so you can really start eating guests up? That's kind of where I was going with that.
I don't know. Think how cool that would look like if you're on the people mover. If you're on the people mover and the lights are on inside, it's gonna be awesome. Sorry.
I just think, and then you can get a better sound system in there because Disneyland, in the ride vehicles at Disneyland have the speakers built in, so that the sound system's better. Maybe even change the layout a little bit and make it even more. I'm not saying intensify it like crazy, but make it just a little more thrilling. I don't know. They could do. There's a lot that could be done. I would imagine. But
throw some smells in there.
Those are good speculation. If those things were to happen, they'd be very, very welcomed. And I kind of believe that they probably will.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys can hear those. I have a friend that's texting me. I'm so sorry.
All right.
All right. So into just our general Diz mentions. Disney has partnered with higher end fashion companies before, such as Coach, Dooney and Burke, Kate Spade, and Vera Bradley, among others. But Friday, Disney released the announcement and sneak peek of their latest collaboration, which I'm super pumped about and definitely cannot afford. They are collaborating with Lily Pulitzer, who's known for these really brightly colored floral and tropical designs. So starting tomorrow on the 14th, yes, tomorrow's the 14th, a brand new Disney and Lily collection will be launched. The preview items included short and long sleeved women's shirts, dresses, baseball style hats, tumblers, notebooks, and clutch purses. I'm so excited. I can't afford any of it, but I'm so excited to see it.
I can't, I'm not going to get, not my cup, not for me.
No, just saying.
But I get it. Yeah.
Actress Candace Cameron Bure was spotted recently visiting Disneyland Resort in California, possibly meeting up with fellow Disneyland fan and former co-star John Stamos. We didn't see any pictures of them together, but maybe she visited after. I don't know. Elizabeth Olsen has reportedly signed a contract extension with Marvel Studios, insinuating, I guess kind of this is speculation too. Well, we knew she'd signed the contract, but it kind of gives us the impression she'll be playing a bigger part in that cinematic universe as the Scarlet Witch.
Ooh, do we get a second season of WandaVision now?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It just said she signed a contract extension.
Yeah.
So it didn't really specify.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Expedition Everest was spotted running on Tuesday of last week after a prolonged closure. It's a part of a planned refurb. It is still listed as temporarily unavailable for refurbishment on the app. I double checked again this morning. So it's probably just a dry run without passengers. Eventually one year we'll get the Yeti back. No, we won't. But it'd be great if we did.
I don't think it's coming back.
But I think it'd be great if we did.
Oh yeah.
That made it awesome.
I'm starting to lose. I mean, come on. They haven't figured it out by now.
Nope. On Thursday of last week, Imagineer Zach Ridley posted on his Instagram account that the Epcot experience in the Odyssey Pavilion will be closing tomorrow permanently, with most of the planned work that the attraction shared is already underway or nearing completion, like
or canceled.
or canceled. Not Galaxy's Edge. Rewind. Guardians of the Galaxy. Cosmic Rewind. Man, I haven't even had alcohol. This is crazy. So a lot of that stuff is either underway or nearing completion. So there's really no longer a need for this like preview center. So it did open in 2019, which makes sense because it's still pre-pandemic. But no word yet on what will replace it, although Disney tends to make use of that space pretty regularly. There is what is it called? So it's like a beer and wings place, but it was like Brew and Chew. It was like a beer and snack spot. It was right outside. That slogan. Yeah, Brew and Chew.
Brew and Chew.
Very clever. I remembered it.
It rhymes.
So it worked. That's marketing. Disney's Boardwalk hotel lobby is the latest to be receiving a refresh, following in the footsteps of the Contemporary, the Poly, Saratoga Springs, All-Star Movies, and Old Key West Resorts. Also, I saw this the other day that they were getting fast passes to Disney, which is a JK because Disney doesn't do fast passes anymore. But on Wednesday, Florida opened new traffic lanes on I-4 with a direct route to Disney World. So both east and westbound routes offer the opt-in of the I-4 express lanes officially opened. They give motorists the option to use these managed lanes, which are designed to address congestion and are separated by barriers, allowing those motorists to choose this service to stay out of potential traffic jams on the interstate. That was kind of exciting. Not that I drive it.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Kind of surprised it didn't happen sooner, but I-4 is kind of a disaster, I guess. So
that's what I hear.
Down there excited. On Wednesday of last week, it was reported that Enchantment was moving to an odd showtime starting on May 16th. According to Disney themselves, beginning on the 16th, the nighttime spectacular will be moving its showtime from 9 o'clock to 9:20 as a result of extension of park hours from a regular 9 p.m. close to now a 10 p.m. close time. So no word on how long the show was going to stay at this new time slot. When I checked the website, the entertainment calendar was only available out through the 18th of May, so a whole 2 days. So I don't know if this is a temporary, I don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing, but yeah, a little weird that the 9 o'clock showing will be moved to 9:20.
Random.
Yeah. 6 Disney cast members were selected as the highly revered position of Grand Marshal on the very first Festival of Fantasy parade as it returned to the Magic Kingdom last week. I felt it was a really nice tribute to the cast members who make magic for guests every day. And in related news to that, Festival of Fantasy Parade, now that it has returned, has joined the ranks of available offerings for the Lightning Lane as of the 11th. Got to make sure they squeak that in there.
They do that just to make it seem like
bring it back just to throw it in Lightning Lane.
Pretty soon they're going to charge to watch the parades.
Gunner's mad about it. I heard him bark.
He's mad. He's mad. He's a bad boy. But anyway.
Oh, uh-ohs. And last up on our quick mentions, Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean will be unavailable beginning tomorrow with no reopening date announced at this point. Currently, the official website states the ride is expected to reopen sometime in summer of 2022. In the last couple of months, we've had a lot of things where it's been shut down or people have had to be evacuated off the ride. So hopefully this maintenance will just kind of fix everything that needs to be fixed.
It's a lot of time to be down.
It it has to involve the track system. I'm sure they have to drain it. They have to repair everything. And I don't know. Yeah, you tell him, Gunner. He's mad about it too.
I would be like wicked annoyed if I was going to Disneyland in the next couple of months and that shut down. That's one of the things I would 100% want to do.
Yep.
I
mean, from mid-March.
Yeah. So much better than the Disney World one, yada, yada, yada.
And literally when they say summer, that could extend to September.
I know. So
all those months of no pirates.
Very
sad.
Very much a staple in Disney parks to be down that long, unscheduled. But anyway.
Especially in California where they only have the 2 parks instead of the 4.
Yep.
We digress. It is what it is. Needs to be.
It is what it is.
Our quick Diz updates. Walt Disney World's flower and gardens in full swing over at Epcot. The flower arrangements potted and planted. The topiaries are up. Beautifully blooming. Tons and tons of photos on social media. For the most part, the food offerings seem to be on point. Are also receiving lots of rave reviews for taste and presentation. And of the myriad of posts, only one has kind of piqued the internet's interest. There was a woman who took, I think it was a lobster roll, and it looked like there was only one ice cream scoop worth of the lobster salad on like this massive bed of lettuce on her roll. That did not look so delightful. So hopefully this woman asked for more. But considering how many people go for these festivals, how much food is put out there, and for only one person to have a not so decent looking photo, I think is going pretty well. But everything looks to be going great. I'm really excited. I like Flower and Garden. I was there once, and that's how I discovered I have allergies. Fun time. But it's great to look at. I love seeing people's photos. It's a nice break to the caca that some people put on social media. So keep putting those pictures up there because I like to see them. Please and thank you. In the past, we have discussed how Disney has partnered with wildlife conservation groups, and we have an update on someone they've been working with. As of Tuesday from this past week, the animal care experts from Walt Disney World, they said specifically in Epcot, which I found odd because I feel like that would be Animal Kingdom, but I don't know anything. They assisted Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Committee with the successful release of a 680-pound manatee. So Plantains, I know you'll love the name, Plantains was released at Blue Spring State Park as a combined effort of the 2 groups to rehabilitate and return the mammal back to his natural habitat. So Plantains the manatee on his own again.
It's Epcot because the manatees are in the Seas Pavilion. That's why it's Epcot there, dear.
But he's an animal, so wouldn't the animal people at Animal Kingdom?
They are all part of that, but he's at Epcot. We probably saw him. We went and saw the man. Well, in the summer we went and saw the manatees.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
I know Plantain's the monkey. I don't know Plantain's the manatee.
The pictures, it was really cute.
I know bananas.
Bananas and plantains, they're BFFs.
Plantain's
he's upstairs, right?
Bananas is the OG.
Plantain's is at the bar.
Oh, that's right. He's in the, yep.
He's wearing a Disneyland hat, actually.
Whoa, off topic.
OG. Anyway.
Disney CFO Christine McCarthy participated in a Q&A session at the Morgan Stanley's 2022 Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference and noted a few things that those in attendance took a marked interest in. So aside from the statement that character meet and greets would be returning soon, she also stated the park's capacity would, and I quote, never return to normal. So bear in mind, for those who dislike the current park reservation system, it's probably not going anywhere. So according to McCarthy, Disney is managing things differently now as they can track how many guests are expected to be in each park. So this assists with crowd management, their staffing and demands for the day. By controlling the crowd levels in this manner, guests are able to have a more enjoyable time because the park isn't busting at the seams. Although I do see pictures from the park and it does look kind of shoulder to shoulder to some spots, but again, that's only in certain parts of the park. So we've been to Hollywood Studios where Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge are packed. And as soon as you're not in those 2 sections of the park, it's easy breezy. Like there's no one around you, like a 20-foot radius. So again, it's all about where the high demand attractions and shows are. Obviously, you're going to have more guests in those sections of the park. So, however, it is a rarity that parks were ever at capacity. And now at certain times of the year, park reservations are nearly impossible to obtain. So a couple of weeks ago, New England, and I'm sure other parts of the country were on their February school breaks. And the passes were almost impossible to get. They were like flying off the shelves. So Disney is warning people on their website to look at their planned dates ahead of time before they make a purchase, and then to make their park reservations immediately after purchasing tickets due to the high demand for these reservations and the lower capacities. So if that's something that you are doing, please make sure you know the rules of how
you need to be on top of that. That's kind of been going on for a while anyway. So,
but there are still people who are like,
I know.
Hey, I bought tickets and I showed up and I can't get in. This is outrageous. Nobody said anything. It's literally on their website.
What I don't like about the website, and I don't think it's changed. Maybe it has since the last time I booked. I don't know. I don't think it has. Is that if I go on to buy tickets, they should bring me to the reservation page first. Let me click a reservation and buy, and then like Ticketmaster style, let me hold it for like 2 minutes while I buy the ticket. I hate the fact that I got to look at the reservation calendar, flick back to the tickets, get them. I mean, it usually works out, but I'm just saying, there's always that chance. Go back at tickets, and there's a slight chance I could go back again and that park be booked.
Or even like you said, just buy it through the reservation system. Like you cannot buy a ticket for a day. Like
that's what I mean. So if I say Wednesday, Magic Kingdom's open, I click that, go right to the ticket, holds it for 2.5 minutes while I buy the ticket. I got my spot. Right. It's like that little window of the chance. I know the chances are probably slim, but you never know. And that would suck if you had,
especially if it's a school vacation week.
That too. There you go. So, I mean, I went on one day and there was only 2 parks available. Went on the next day, all 4 parks are available. Went on the next day, back to 2. It's like it went back and forth. So it does change. Things do happen. Whether for the better or worse, Yeah.
Disneyland is getting serious about their magic key holders and their no-show for park reservations. According to their website, Disney is stating the ability to make and hold park reservations will be impacted by the no-show policy. So magic key holders who are a no-show for 3 reservations in a 90-day window will be unable to make new reservations for 30 days. Existing park reservations at that time will not be canceled, and the 30-day period will begin the day after the 3rd no-show and will continue even if the pass is upgraded to another higher level during that time. So Disney went on to share that a magic key holder who enters a designated park anytime before closing on the day of the reservation is not considered a no-show. Well, obviously, because you're there, you use that reservation. Additionally, if the reservation is for both parks, only one park needs to be entered to avoid a no-show. So magic key holders who cancel a reservation in a timely manner are not considered a no-show either. And according to their website, cancellations must be done by 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on the day before the reserved date. So literally up to a minute before midnight before you're supposed to show up. If you cancel it, you're fine. I mean, do you do digital?
I mean, fair enough.
And last up on our quick Diz mentions, Diz updates. These are updates. Just kidding. More details have been released for the planned update to the fan favorite of the show, Spaceship Earth, along with some new concept art that has not been previously released. Again, according to a recently filed construction permit, we love those. The purpose of the work is to install shroud with no other details. So maybe it's going to be a phased update. It's not, I don't know. According to the article I read, it was noted that an antenna shroud is a type of electrical products used to conceal cables and wires. MLC Theming has been listed as the company responsible for the work on the attraction. They've been hired on a lot of other refurbs, and they are known for their specialty in theming elements. The ride does not currently appear on the closure calendar. We know it's inevitable. We know it's happening. It was supposed to close and be refurbed for the 50th, but that didn't happen because of COVID. So here we are. Maybe a phased update. I don't know.
50th is so underwhelming.
I know.
Versus what I thought it was going to be. I know it has to do with COVID. But
yeah.
It's weird. 50th anniversary, that's a big deal, you think,
Well, they can't have all this work going on and have that closed during the 50th and just expect to be cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus 2 producer Alan Shankman announced on his Instagram account that not only have they wrapped filming, but they have a fitting release date. The highly anticipated, at least by us, film will begin streaming on Disney Plus on Halloween.
Not even getting a theater release. The disrespect.
I'm just saying. So normally that is headline worthy, but we've been following, we've been sharing along, we've been visiting the set sites and buildings and this and that. And so it's a big deal for us. So I'm making it a
big deal for most. Can't
like little New England.
the Sanderson sisters like that. Not even give them a theatrical release. So
I was thinking like leading up to the streaming date that we should do like a photo dump because I kept all those pictures on my phone and I really need to delete them. We should throw them on our website of all our sets and the progress we were able to see. If like Johnny's got pictures, I've got pictures.
If you want to do that, send them to me. I will get them up. I will get them up on the site
on a Monday. So it makes it a little rough. Taking our kids trick or treating and then watching it and then like working school the next day. So we're gonna have to figure this out as it gets closer. Unless we just like have a projector and a screen, we could just stream it on our fence while the kids trick or treat. I don't know.
Just give the kids a day off the next day.
Mommy needs to watch a movie, kids. It's fine.
Sick day.
I can think of worse. I can think of worse reasons.
I feel cold coming November 1st.
Oh
it's
no!
Just like I would think that would be a moneymaker in that time of season. I wonder why. I always wonder. I don't know.
Like I know they usually
are all going straight to the streaming too. Like I wonder what's up with. I wonder what the threshold is for them. Like their projections that make them decide to go to the streaming service versus the theater. Like Tom Hanks's Pinocchio is going straight to the streaming.
I saw that too,
and it's interesting to me.
The pictures look really cool.
I'm sure it's going to be.
I love
at least it's going to at least look cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, and then I just kind of had a couple little things here and there, not really headline-ish, but just enough to kind of gather. The Mary Poppins attraction in Epcot is put on hold, but is not canceled, according to Senor Chapek. Although we do in Epcot get additional steel installation fortifications for the Moana attraction. And concrete forms take shape as like a maze type structure for that journey of water for Epcot as well. And then just kind of sealing it all together. We do have meet and greets coming back a little bit more closer to normal. They did share an update on the 7th, I think, saying that the parks are reopening. We're slowly bringing stuff back together. You will be able to take your photos closer to the characters without a face mask on, but they're still trying to figure out like the safety of everybody. Again, Christine McCarthy made in that telecom conference that it will be soon that you'll be able to hug characters, take pictures with them, autographs, all that stuff again. She didn't give a specific date, but it just kind of felt like tying it all together with what we've got going on in Epcot could kind of seal the deal for our show. Well, for news anyway.
Oh my.
Progress.
I live for the day I can hug a character again.
I'm sure they're very excited that you'll hug them too.
Yeah, they're probably loving the fact that they have to deal with that.
Sure, like little kids pee on them or spit up on them. I don't know. Thankfully,
I can't imagine it. Well, they do take short shifts, so that's good.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being.
Or even like I was reading an article.
Experience.
They were saying how like the difference between a face character and like a fully costumed character, like a Winnie the Pooh versus a Mary Poppins, to say like there should be different protocol, like as we phase back to these like normal meet and greets. So like you can stand near Mary Poppins, but you can't hug her. But if you're a full character like Donald or Pooh, that maybe you could because you're not face to. I don't know. No, we don't have any reports from Disney, so
I watched the NFL and they interview 6 feet apart at the end of the game. And the interview ends and the camera doesn't go away yet, and the quarterback walks up to the reporter and they hug anyway.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to show that. It's fine.
That always cracks me up. I've seen that like multiple times.
I also saw, and I forgot to add this in. I'm so sorry for cutting you off, but I'm a little woo. I know you'll enjoy this. The Electric Mayhem series is coming soon to Disney Plus.
Oh my!
So we talked about the Muppets and how much we love them. Boom! Disney's given us some more
mayhem delivered.
Yep. So I'll have more information on that next week.
Also, Tom Brady has officially unretired.
Mhm.
But not just yet.
He
His
will be
place is
back.
not in the stands, it's on the fields.
He will be back. So
I shared that with Johnny. He's
There
like,
you
yeah, but
go.
is it official? I said, yeah, it's from his Twitter.
yeah, it's
Is it?
official.
He's like, oh, it's official. Mhm. So
Everybody
see.
knew something was up when he didn't sign a one-day contract with the Patriots and retire.
They
We-
had
we knew it
he was
wasn't
having
really
some kind of
true.
issue with the team, and I
Hello,
still think he's going to come back, and then they're going to trade him, and he's going to go play for San Francisco. That's my prediction.
San Francisco, really?
That's what I think. He grew up watching San Francisco. He's always said he wanted to play there. The situation there would be ideal. They could trade Garoppolo for him, so Tampa Bay get their quarterback, and San Francisco get their 1 year rental before they put the kid in. They have a high draft pick waiting in the wings. So if that does happen, you heard it here.
First.
Probably not first, but maybe first.
But you heard it here nonetheless.
Hello, Aria.
Hi, Aria. Oh, she keeps
Um,
headphones on.
anyway,
Just kidding.
all right. So we got a topic. Topic is 3 must-dos in each Disney park around the world. No, just kidding. Each Disney park in Disney World. I didn't think too much about these purposely because I feel like I'll hit it on the head better when I just go on a whim because that's how I do it when I'm at the parks. But so if I'm like thinking between, that's why. But that was intentionally done. But I'm gonna let Sarah go first because this was like Sarah's idea.
Johnny. It was Johnny's idea. That's okay.
Oh, it was Johnny's idea. No. It's not okay. Then Johnny will go first. For it was Johnny's idea. And he's been a little quiet today. So let's get him going.
Which park am I? Which
You
park
can
we
start.
Your choice.
Whatever order you choose, we'll try to follow suit.
Whatever you
Well,
want, sunshine.
You know what? I got an
Are we-
idea. Let's just go right in order of the parks. So Magic Kingdom open first, Epcot open second, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. How's that?
Okay.
Boom.
I'm doing all 4. Or are we going one park a piece each time?
Do just one park at a time.
Okay, I'll
And then
do
we'll
Magic.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh, so Magic Kingdom. 3 things I must do are I must
Elbow the elephant.
I must ride Pirates of the Caribbean. I have to eat at oh my god, Liberty Tree.
I was gonna say,
Drawing a blank.
Liberty.
Must
Okay.
eat at Liberty Tree.
Well, this is a top 3. Wow, Liberty Tree is top 3, huh? Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just in general 3 things I have to do. I mean, I'm not it's
Ordering
not
them.
like-
Okay, it doesn't have to be in order. Okay, I got you.
It is 3 things I have to do, not like 3 rides, not 3. It's just 3 things I have to do, and I have to get a churro from the churro cart outside of. Jesus, man, German blanks. Country Bear, that cart. None of the
Did I
other ones-
not say when we did this topic
None of
that
the other ones.
Johnny was going to pick that specific
You
thing?
did. You did.
It was closed
did.
one time. I got one at the one in the hub, and it was not the same. The churro was not the same. They taste good, the best from that one back there.
Did you ever enjoy the experience of having a country bear give you
I
one
lo-
on the house? Because I've seen him do that. Probably only the
No.
kids though, huh?
I had the experience that I was in line, and they kind of came over, but they didn't pay for it. They let me.
See,
pay
that's
for it,
messed
so,
up. That's messed up.
Yeah,
One of these days, Johnny, you'll get him one of these days.
one of these days it's yeah.
I love Buford. He's my favorite.
Make the magic. Make some magic. Sarah, what do you got at the Magic Kingdom?
So in the MK, my 3 must do's is I got to get a castle picture always. It doesn't need to be like the Instagram, duck face and peace sign or the whatever. If it's just me, if it's me with the kids, it's all 4 of us. I have to get a castle picture. I got to get me a Dole Whip. And now that I can mobile order, that's fun for me because then I can decide if I want to try like their special flavor. We have the Kakamora one. I still want to try, not the Peter Pan. I want to try the Olaf one. Sometimes the specialties are on the mobile order, sometimes not. But and I have to, as Johnny can attest, I have to stroll through the Emporium, but I have to do like a couple laps.
Oh
Because
boy.
Sometimes they put merchandise in multiple spots, and other times you can only find it in that one spot. So I'd take my lap and I go through the Emporium. I got to get my Dole Whip. and I have to have my castle picture.
Ooh.
Rides are fun too. Like I like pirates.
Yeah.
And
No.
like
I
my
get it.
have to's.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Now that I've listened to you guys go first, I'm gonna try to do a ride and a snack and a show.
I don't always have like a ride, a snack, and a show in mind.
No, I know. I'm just trying to organize this in my mind.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with I have to ride the Haunted Mansion, right? And then I have to have a Dole Whip. I'm with you on that. And I have to go on the Carousel of Progress. And honorable mention, I have to not get in line for Peter Pan.
Or Small World.
Yeah, sometimes I do that though, because it's like mom or Aria wants to go on it if I'm with my mom. And it's like not a long line, so I can like live with that. Sometimes you just get on like 10 minutes, whatever.
Right, that's fine, but I'm not waiting 90.
No, usually you don't have to. Yeah, usually you can avoid that situation. But yeah, so give me some Haunted Mansion, which is so close neck and neck with Pirates, but I'll go with Haunted Mansion. And give me some Dole Whip. And give me some Carousel of Progress.
See,
So many more.
Carousel of Progress was my like fourth. That was the one I had to cut out.
There's so many must-dos though. Like how's the People Mover?
I say, and the People Mover.
Yeah, let's not go down this road. They'll be sitting here naming them all day. All right, Johnny, what do you got for Epcot?
Epcot. Okay, Epcot's more. There's a
Oh,
couple.
also, before you start, does drinking around the world count as one must-do?
I had it on
Is
mine.
that okay? Yep.
I can. It wasn't on mine. I have
That's
to.
fine. That's fine. Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
have to ride Spaceship Earth at some point. I'd rather ride it. I would personally rather ride it at night because, especially now when you come out and Spaceship Earth's like lit up, it's much better to look at.
Super pretty.
Plus, it's less of a line at night. I have to ride Living with the Land. It's nice, my relaxed time, and look at fruit and vegetables. And I have to. Well, I can't do it at this moment, but I have to go into Rose and Crown and sit at the bar, have 1-2 beverages,
Maybe 3.
maybe 3.
Plant himself with the rose and crown. That quote will be forever ingrained in my brain.
And if I
He
had
has-
if I had an extra one, it'd be then run all the way across and go sit at the bar at La Cava too. Bar heavy.
He has to try to clean up a spill with a receipt.
You gotta try with what you have.
Extra absorbent.
Just like the toilet paper, everything's
If
fine.
I had a CVS receipt, I would be all set.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. Probably. That's a roll. It's like a whole roll of toilet paper
Yeah.
right there.
Good Lord.
That's funny.
So my Epcot is not the same as his. So I have
That's
Drink Around
good.
the World showcase. I did not complete a drinking passport thing until after we had kids, just because it was very leisurely. I would have some here or there. But I enjoy the collecting one from every country. So like when I was a kid, obviously before I could drink alcohol, they had the little passports that you could buy. And now they have the KidCot stations, which essentially is a free version of it, but it literally looks like a blue passport and it had like the faux leather on it and you got stamps and stickers and they wrote in it. And that was like my version of going around the world showcase as a kid. So that's always been something I enjoyed, whether it's the kid version with the passports or the adult version with the beverages. I have to get my poutine from the Canada Pavilion. Sorry, it's just better from there. The one in the Springs is nice, but it's not as good as Canada's. And then my other must-dos are the festivals, food and wine, the holidays, flower and garden. I feel like there's always wine and dine. There's always something going on that's interesting and exciting. They bring in additional food booths, additional things, and it's always cool to look at music, art, whatever. So I would say a must do if you can get down there. And I feel like they run festivals year round now. We've talked about this before. If you can get down there for a festival, you're living the dream. Oh, and Festival of the Arts too. Farts. Can't forget that one. My boy Figment had his popcorn bucket.
The week in between holidays and arts, there's no festival because it's marathon weekend. And then it's the week when Princess Weekend is between Arts and Flower and Garden. And then there's like 2 weeks now at the beginning of July, end of June, beginning of July, in between Wine and Dine. And so it's like
Wine and Dine's the fall.
no, it's in July now. It starts like July 19th or something. Since COVID, they started it in July. So it's like, I think there's like a matter of 5 weeks or so without festivals, 5 or 6 weeks that there's not a festival. So
it used to be that the festivals were only like 4 or 5 weeks long total each festival.
They used to take the whole summer off, but then
COVID happened and they doubled up.
COVID, and then they decided to extend it because the
that
Flower
merchandise
and Garden got cut short.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Plus, they've been dying to do it
Flower
anyway.
and Garden and Wine and Dine at the same time. I mean, food and wine and dine.
You may as well always just have a festival going. People love it.
So if you're down there for a festival and you're not there for a race, then
it helps disperse crowds.
Yeah,
too.
Because it always stinks when you're there, like that one, like marathon weekend we were there, and like you're walking through World Showcase, and all the festival booths are closed, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, the booths are there.
The booth's there, but
you know what's there.
Wood in between. It's like, oh, I would kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's my thing. The festivals, the poutine, and going around the World Showcase.
So Johnny and I were so similar that I was like resorting out some other things in my mind. Because Epcot's unique, right? So must-dos are technically not maybe necessarily things I like to do per se. Like, so I would consider like Three Caballeros a must-do only because like it's a 5-minute wait, so I have to do it when I go. I always do it. So I don't think I've gone into that park and not done it. So how is it not a must do if that's what's going on?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, and I was like, but
you know what I mean? And then once again, because I'm trying to stay away from ones that have already been done, I will go with Soarin' as well. And then I will say, I know I was trying to do a show, but I'm not too many shows I like there. And then I'll go with the hot caramel popcorn at the Germany Pavilion, which I love so much. Honorable mention going to always looking over at Mission Space and thinking in my mind, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Because no matter how many times I go, I literally have to say to myself, no, thank you. Keep walking, like as if there was going to be a chance that maybe this time I'd do it.
Like maybe no, not this
I'll
trip.
go look. The entrance looks nice, but no, this is.
It looks cool on the outside, guys. Go in.
And I'll throw this out there too.
Base 220.
Second honorable mention, because I know it's what Carrie's one of Carrie's definite must-dos is get macaroons in the France Pavilion. So I don't know if you've ever had those, but they are delicious.
No.
I'm not that into them as she is, but she always makes her way over there, and then I reap the benefits.
See, we go through France very quickly because that's like my least favorite.
Cronenberg is not
drink.
his favorite.
But not anymore, because now you're gonna have Tui over there.
Yeah,
maybe
back
you're
there
gonna get
was
some crepes.
Back there was very nice.
Crepes.
That back part of France is very nice.
Crepes. Oh man, can you imagine?
I
They
love me
have
some
a little
crepes.
crepe booth.
That's a must do. There's a lot of must dos just in the World Showcase when it comes to snacks and stuff.
Like I was looking at it, I was like, I just eat and drink in this park, and people watch.
Yeah,
like I'm okay with that though.
That's not much else. I mean, there's a few things to do, of course, but not in the way in the vein of theme parks. It's not.
Yeah,
loaded
I don't spend
with
that much
attractions,
time.
You know what I mean?
I don't spend that much time out of the World Showcase, like interventions.
We do when we take the kids, we definitely do, because we do usually do 2 days. We'll do a day of Epcot, or like we'll do all the ride stuff, and then that second day
rides and attractions.
Showcase
the
whole time, and maybe run over Spaceship Earth just because.
If you get a dead day, which doesn't really happen anymore, but if you had planned your fast passes when the fast passes were a thing, appropriately and accordingly, and it was kind of a slow day, like you could just rip through everything in Epcot so quick.
Yeah,
I'm sure if you buy Genie Plus, you want to spend that $15 to get everything done, and one that you could get it done quick.
Yeah, because I wonder if they sell out of the. So what is it? Test Track and Frozen right now for the direct lightning lane purchases.
I think it's only Test Track now. Didn't they change everything to one?
Didn't they add Remy to it? They added Remy to it too, because he's off the virtual.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know what they did. I thought they
Well-
changed it to 1 for every park now.
We did talk about that, didn't we?
I
Yeah,
think
maybe
they-
you're right.
I think they.
But either way,
I don't know
I
if
think
can
you're right.
actually see it on
I think
here.
if you spend the appropriate funds and
Tier 1 attractions for Epcot are Frozen Ever After and Test Track. Tier 2 is Soarin' and Mission Space. Tier 3, Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Turtle Talk with Crush, Journey into the Imagination with Figment, and the Pixar and Short Film Festival.
so how does tier 3 and 2 work? Tier two or lower falls into the Genie Plus category, right?
Mhm.
Tier 1's the only ones you can have the direct pay for Lightning Lane.
So those Tier 1, those attractions sell out by early afternoon. The 2 Tier 2, they may not run out, but are more popular than the 3rd. And then the Tier 3 typically don't run out.
I got you. So it's just more of a guide.
And it says also, if you plan to purchase an individual Lightning Lane for Remy, you have to do that before you make your first Genie Plus selection, just as a reminder of how it works. So Remy's is paid.
Makes sense.
I'm
Okay,
sure
Johnny,
Guardians will be virtual and then to paid, and then we'll figure out Moana when we get there.
where are we going in Hollywood Studios? What are we doing? What must we do?
Hollywood.
Hollywood Studios.
I must. What were my 3? The 1 was I must get a Ronto wrap because I do that
Wow.
every
Already a must do.
Oh,
I
God,
knew it.
I love those things.
Those are good though. You are correct.
Um,
Probably right up there with Sully Cantina with best quick service in the
yeah. It
resort.
was when Fantasmic is going, it's a must watch.
Ooh, must do with Fantasmic. All right.
Nighttime.
And what's another thing? At this point, it's probably I must Star Tours. I always go on Star Tours.
Star Tours a must too.
The saga continues.
It's just
That's
I always
That's an
like,
interesting list.
I just always go on Star Tours multiple times usually.
I
Yeah,
feel like
that's one.
that's
I like
Hollywood Studios' version of the Three Caballeros.
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I
because
like,
it's good.
yeah,
Like,
I like the
it is
queue's
good.
good. The queue's good, and they added that they even added that new thing we had noticed last time when you're coming up before
That
you
ramp.
you come up the ramp and it kind of lists where people are from.
It
I
does the
think
scan.
It connects to your magic,
Yeah,
the
that's
scans,
good.
and it connects to your magic bands, and it kind of says where you're from. Certain things.
Your name,
so-
where you're from. It gives you a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Just I don't know. I always do it, so I figure
It's never a long line.
no.
And it used to, at one time, it used to be like the easiest fast pass. Like just, it never went away. You could get it over and over again.
Yep.
But makes sense.
Hollywood Studios, I struggled a little bit at.
Oh,
And I feel like I don't know. So I put down the 50s Primetime Cafe. You got to get some mama's home cooking. You get your cousins there. The peanut butter and jelly shake is delicious. We always get a peanut butter and jelly shake.
yeah, I got that too.
It's so good.
It is.
I threw Galaxy's Edge on there, not necessarily for the attractions themselves, but to just walk around and to just take it in. Like the details on the ground, the land speeder, like people watch. Look at your surroundings, look at where you are, and just kind of take it all in. And I like to people watch myself. But I just kind of threw that on there because it is cool, regardless of how you feel about, well, they should have given us something we knew, and maybe they didn't give us something because we would find flaws in it. It is a really cool place. As much as we kind
No,
of
I agree with that.
are about it. So I threw that on there. Even if you don't ride rides, if you're not a thrill seeking person, if you're not willing to wait in those lines or pay for them for Genie or whatever, it's still worth going through and exploring, I feel. And there's enough to do, like that open air marketplace. There's like quick services, enough to do without those big attractions that you can still enjoy your time in that part of the park. And the last one I threw on there was kind of like because I didn't want to put like Tower of Terror or like a thrill, like something like that. So I threw Baseline Tap House on there. Johnny and I discovered that a couple trips back, and I feel like we make it an effort to swing by every time, even if it's just to grab a quick drink. They have lots of delicious beers. They have like a charcuterie board. That's your thing. I just wish they had more food besides just like a soft pretzel and the tiny little charcuterie board they give you. but it is really good if you're we're into like breweries and different kinds of beers and stuff. So that it works well for us. We like that. What about you for
Can't
Hollywood
disagree
Studios?
with that. I like Baseline too. Faith and I went there last year, Mount and I, and we went on Mickey and Minnie's and spent the rest of the time at Baseline before moving on.
Good.
So that was the 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. the time slot spent just, we didn't get drunk or anything. We just hung and sipped and whatever, but it was good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put Mickey and Minnie's on my list. It has now become, to me, a must ride there, must do. Great movie where I would have been on that list had it still existed. Yeah. And then I would say, I don't know why Hollywood's so tough, but it is for me.
See?
It's the most popular park. It's the toughest.
I'm going to be,
Yeah.
This is kind of a cop out, I guess, but just the general visitation of the Sunset Boulevard area in general.
I like that.
I usually get a grapefruit beer there because I like them from the Epcot Pavilion. They have them there too. So it's, it's a churro and it's always usually a churro or pretzel and a beer over there. And it is a must do because I literally do it every time. And then I guess I would have to, I want to call this a must do, but it's not always doable. And that's go on Rise.
Yep.
But if I'm like, if you're listening and like taking this podcast as advice, like you got to try your best to get on Rise. So I had to put it on here. So
I hesitate to do that because if people are paying for something and they don't like it, then I feel badly that they paid for something they didn't like.
True. I'm not saying pay.
If you are able to, if you're
Yeah.
willing to wait in the standby line, put it that way.
And I don't have an honorable mention of something I wouldn't do in this park because everything is, there's enough to do and everything's decent. There's no line.
I was going to put Indy on mine as much as I love Indiana Jones, but it's the same. And I haven't seen it since it's come back after its COVID closure, but it's the same show.
But there's no ride
The
that's
show's
like
good if you see it
Yeah.
once,
There's no ride that's like got more of a line than I would be willing to wait for. Like everything's kind of.
I wouldn't go on Voyage of the Little Mermaid. I'd avoid that.
I would
close.
too, but it's closed. And I wouldn't even say avoid that if you haven't been before because you don't wait.
Yeah.
So you can just walk in and, maybe I would say Alien Swirling Saucer would be my honorable. Don't ride if it's a 45-minute wait type of thing. Not
Oh, I have
worth
an honorable mention. The launch bay, right? So like Disney.
That thing's so
Disney
silly,
Studio
yeah.
things there. If you go in there, it's air conditioned. It's quiet. When COVID was happening, that was like a break area, a rest area, whatever it was. But also, if you are a Disney Visa card holder, there's a special photo opportunity just for Visa card holders in that area. I've never watched the movie that's also in there. We always veer to the right instead of the left, but that place is cool too if you're looking for like a shade break or a torrential downpour is coming.
Or you just want to geek out over Star Wars merch.
Yes, that's also a thing too. Marathon weekend in 2020, when we had gone down, I was able to, they had R2 just strolling through the gift shop at the end, and I'd never seen, it was so cool. I'd never seen him there before. So I had my photo with R2.
And you can take a picture with Jawas. So it isn't bad. I mean, it needs to go because it's so out of place now because of Galaxy's Edge, but
and it's a huge, huge space. Like they could do so much in that space.
They could put a ride in that space.
Although that is kind of what on the opposite side of Toy Story.
Yeah.
So they could expand Toy Story Land that way. It's like they could put something Star Wars in there, but it's not near Batu.
No, it won't be. Yeah. They've been talking about expanding out to that area for so many years now.
It'd be cool if they could do like a tunnel underneath.
They have been talking about it, but people have been speculating about it. Yeah.
Speculatory.
All right, let's go to the Animal Kingdom.
Last up, João.
Last but not least, Johnny.
Animal Kingdom.
The Kingdom of Animals.
Well, I must go over and get a cheeseburger pod thing and a one of those bowls.
A noodle bowl.
Thule Canteen. That's a nice lunch. That's very
it's good.
Reasonably priced.
And it's it's really good price and it's really good food. But those cheeseburger
and good portions for that food.
Yeah, you're full when you're done with those.
Those cheeseburger pods taste like a McDonald's cheeseburger, but I haven't eaten a McDonald's cheeseburger in years, so I feel like that's healthier than a McDonald's cheeseburger. But
it might probably is a little bit.
Hands down.
It's probably real meat, but
it's not pink slime.
No, not pink slime. And then I guess the other thing you have to do you have to go on the safari because it's Animal Kingdom, so you have to do that.
Yeah, I would say that's all right.
And the third one, you have to obviously go over to Dino Land, right? Just because look at all that glory over there. No, the third one would probably, what the heck was it?
That's going to be my honorable mention of something you look at and go, no thanks.
Someone should make like a foam headstone and just put it.
That's a podcast must do.
Primeval World. Ooh, excuse me.
What was my third one? I had a third one.
I don't need to write him down, he says to me.
I'm looking at the map. That was what the heck was the other thing I said?
Write everything down.
Maybe it was probably I know what it was. It was that
Wait a minute. Flight of Passage is not getting on this list?
No.
Oh, wow, the snub.
Just because it's not always I don't want to wait
18 hours.
I've done it enough, and I don't want to wait 2 hours for hour and a half, 2 hours. If it was
a simulator, yeah.
I mean, it's good, it's great, but it's just I've done it enough times when it was still you could get a fast pass or what
or when we went right after it reopened after COVID, and we could literally walk on and then walk on and then walk on, and then
what the heck? I guess it was.
At the end of the day, it's still a simulator, though. That's what bugs me about that ride. I do love it, though.
Probably go on. I like to go walk on that the what do you say the Maharaji Jungle Trek, the one that's got the tiger and the bats.
Not.
I like that one just because it's I don't know
the gorilla trail too.
Yeah, just because that's what Animal Kingdom. It's Animal Kingdom is, and you get to go see the lions at the safari, and you go see the tigers over there. You get to see these animals you might not normally see in somewhat of a close thing.
Fair enough.
And then it's brand new, but I will do it every time is go see Kite Tails because that's awesome.
Oh boy. I got to check back in with you guys once I get a chance to see that show live, not on a YouTube video.
I will see Kite Tails every time I go.
Okay.
Great.
We'll discuss this down the road.
So I also had my number one pick was the safari. So my honorable mention, I had an extra one to kind of slide in if you had done that, which is going to Pandora. And again, walking around and people watching. It's not nearly as immersive and exciting as Galaxy's Edge to kind of walk around and take it all in. But it is really cool when we went the first time. And I realized the ground had was it phosphorescent light, or the blue, the black light?
Bioluminescent light.
Bioluminescent. But it had that on the ground. And it was all over. So that's really cool. The sounds and stuff, the interactive pieces throughout that land are really cool too, which they're starting to reopen up after the COVID because they didn't want people touching. So I did have that as an honorable mention because Johnny stole my safari. So there's that. As much as I do like Satuli Canteen, something I have to do every time we are in that park, also in the Pandora, is the Pongu Pongu. I get one of the Night Blossom drinks. It's got the boba balls in it. And then you can get it with alcohol, and it's like a margarita with the boba balls. So that's fun. That's fun for me.
There you go.
Except when Johnny's going to run a race and it's mean to him. Funny.
It's fun. It's all fine.
He was being so good at not having alcohol, and here I stroll in with my margarita, all my alcohol on top. And then last up for Animal Kingdom, I had a scavenger hunt. So we had gone one year, and I think it was in the Africa area. I hate that thing so much.
I wasn't even trying. I was just hiding my hand.
The Africa section of the park, and it was all like Lion King statues, statuettes, miniatures throughout that part of the park. And so you'd put stickers, and there was like a little thing you turned it in and we got like a magnet. It was like a Simba or someone magnet, and the kids could pick. But that's not there all the time. So I kind of felt like the Wilderness Explorer stuff, if you're looking for something that's free in the parks, when you first walk in, there's a little booth and they give you, your Wilderness Explorer, you do the thing and you get the badges and you go through. But it kind of coincides with the reason I like Animal Kingdom for that animal factor. You're going through and you see the flamingos, and then you see this animal, and you learn about this animal, and you learn about conservation to get this badge. And I guess kind of along the same lines as the passports, I like to collect things as I go through. But it's also a little bit of my nerd coming out too, because I'm learning at the same time. So the kids liked it because they got stickers. I liked it because a lot of those spots are shady. And also near a lot of the spots where the Wilderness Explorer spots was pin trading, a restroom, or a snack cart. I'm sure that's all very strategically done. But that's something to do within the park. I kind of wish sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom were still there, because that was something fun to do in the park too. But
That was fun.
RIP.
That's too bad.
So, I mean, I do enjoy the rides. I like Expedition Everest, but you can't always do that. Like right now.
I thought
So I'm gonna must
you were
do.
gonna say the Dole Whip in Africa. You always get the Dole Whip at the Captain
Yeah, that's
Morgan in
so. That's where I was going. I was going at number
Donald.
2. I was gonna say it second, but I'll say it first because you already said it.
I swapped that out for the Pongu drink with the alcohol and boba balls.
Mhm.
So get me the coconut rum and my Dole Whip, or the black rum. Really, either one.
They're
I
both
prefer the
delightful.
coconut better, but they're both pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna put dinosaur on this list because I've said many times in the show, and Steven agrees with me, that it is a very underrated ride in the entire landscape of rides anywhere in Disney. Yeah, so that's definitely and it is a must do. Like I don't think I've ever gone in the Animal Kingdom and not gone. I know I've gone in the Animal Kingdom and not gone on Everest. I know I've gone in the Animal Kingdom and not gone on Pandora, Safari, and all that stuff, but I've never, that I can think of, gone to the Animal Kingdom and not ridden dinosaurs. So that is on the list for sure. And then I am going to throw Festival of the Lion King on there as well, now that it is back.
I was just typing into the chat that I forgot it.
And yeah, and then I will mention
Oh, good.
Dinoland USA being, making sure I look over there and go and scoffing. An honorable mention, Flight of Passage, as if the time limit, it's a must do if the wait time falls in the proper sweet spot. I think that's a fair thing to say. And real quick, before we wrap up, one must do, one each. Disney Springs. Ooh. I'm going to start off with World of Disney. Got to do a few laps.
Yep. Get your steps
Got to
in.
do a few laps.
Mine is the Christmas countdown. Since you're taking World of Disney, the Christmas countdown, we get an ornament every year. We're a big fan.
It's nice in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Pressure's on.
Hold on, I need to
You
see
got a
it.
nice Lego store.
I was going to put in the chat. Watch and say the Lego store.
No, I can't buy Legos at Disney. It's too big of a box to bring back home.
That is
what
true.
do-
You do say that a lot.
I'm running out of space for my Lego creations. I think I'm gonna have shelving built around the walls.
He's taking over
Well, my head's up there, and there's still a Mandalorian I don't have. There's still a TIE fighter trooper I don't have.
what do you call the thing that holds like your China? It's not a China cabinet. Johnny, where do you have the train? What's that
On
piece
that
of furniture called? Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
thing.
The thing that holds all the dishes and that would hold dishes. What
It's
The
not
one
a
that's right
called?
the thing that's right behind me.
Yeah, like
Oh, in
I-
our house.
Same idea, right? No,
yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm trying. I know what the name of that is, and why can't I think of it?
Furniture. We can't do this.
Oh God, my brain hurts.
I cannot brain. I has the dumb.
Oh, one thing. Okay, the one I know we always do it when we go. We always specifically try to go there. Is we always try to go to Uniqlo. 'Cause
Yes,
they
we
usually
do.
have like cheaper Disney shirts, but they're pretty good quality and they're kind of like got a different
I guess we're calling it a hutch.
look to it.
Hutch. Thanks,
Yeah,
Carrie.
hutch. That's it.
See now, if they can make a Jabba Lego set
Jabba the
put
Hutch.
together, I'm gonna have Jabba the Hutch. Anyway,
Uniqlo is cool too because our boys are into Mario and Luigi, and they had that stuff too a while back.
Oh, I
you
know.
guys
I
are gonna
know.
have- You guys are gonna have to get to
Anniversary.
Hollywood Studios. I mean,
That
Universal Studios in a few
Four
years.
Rivers Cantina food truck. I have to go to that thing. Get the
Oh my
walking
God.
taco, the taco cone.
Oh yeah, those are good.
You guys enjoy that, yeah.
That's one thing I have to do.
There we go.
I would say an honorable mention to the daily poutine, but it's not as good as just getting it right from Canada. But if you don't have a park ticket, and they also have like a variety, like they had a Portuguese one, they have different varieties. And they have like the
Golden nut.
Arundel Aqua Punch that like shimmers.
I will not ride the balloon. Never.
Dole Whip
ever.
So
nachos.
Those are
good.
too.
Girardellis. They give you little samples.
Yeah, I know. I don't think you guys have had these, but
that whole margarita bar too down there.
the shakes they make in friggin' deluxe burger there with have the porters in them, like the beers in them. Those are good.
Johnny
too.
likes Chicken Guy. He
Oh,
makes
yeah,
a point to go to Chicken Guy.
Chicken guy too. Yeah.
The other day we
That's
asked James what he wanted for dinner. He's like, Chicken Guy. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go all the way to Florida. Cool. You have basketball in 25 minutes. We're not going to Chicken Guy.
I think there was
Quick
like
flight.
there was one in Maryland or something. It's closer.
Oh, that's right. You did look that up.
Pretty soon we'll have a Chick-fil-A. So there's that.
No.
Yeah, I'm not stepping foot in that place when the Chick-fil-A opens.
Nope.
That parking lot's horrible as it is. It's gonna be even worse
Christmas
with
is going to
that.
be awful to go Christmas shopping in that plaza.
I said the same thing. It's
There's
a-
nowhere to park as it is if you go to see the movies.
You can't park it in
The
Christmas.
place
in
is
there.
awesome, but the parking's never been great, and it's going to be even worse
Yep.
because that Chick-fil-A used to be extended parking because you could park in
Yeah.
those rocks.
Yep.
It'll be fine on a Sunday when Chick-fil-A is closed.
That's it. We're only watching Sunday movies. We're
I do
only
like
doing Christmas shopping on Sundays.
I do like Chick-fil-A grilled nuggets; those are good.
Never had any Chick-fil-A in my life.
So they have nuggets and they're just grilled and seasoned and delicious.
All right. I
But-
believe you.
No, they really are, and they have an awesome sauce that goes with it too. But
Awesome sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce,
Oh. It'd be great if they called it awesome sauce.
tasty. Carrie actually goes to the supermarket and you can buy it there. We keep it in the fridge. So when I make little dino nuggies, I can have them.
Oh, the dino nuggies with cauliflower in them? We get those too.
We have those too, but I also buy just dino nuggies with chicken.
Oh. We like the chicken and cauliflower ones. The boys don't know they're having vegetables.
Because the shape of a dinosaur enhances any
The
meal.
T-Rex ones are better than the Stegosaurus.
Yeah. Just depends on the shape, texture. But anyway, all right. So we've gone on long enough. Actually, we've gone on forever. Good for us. Let's go.
We do have, I'm just going
Um,
to tease, we do have some big news
uh-oh.
coming up soon. Not yet.
Oh,
But soon.
no.
Big bad news.
What do you mean big bad news?
Nothing.
You're a
No
piece
news
of-
is good news.
Like
Good news is
big-
good news.
I'm just kidding.
You just never know.
You never.
Never
Never.
know. All right. We're going to get out of here. We shall return. We'll talk to you guys next week and have a good week. See you soon.
Be safe.
Oh no.